beanie and a hat. And some they sell like these like cool like vintage looking safety glasses.
Okay.
They had like almost like a mesh metal screen on the side. And they look kind of vintagey. And Jackie got me that stuff. That was it.
Nice.
What about you?
I think I got a hoodie for my wife,
Sweet.
and that's it.
Cool.
I told her don't even get me anything.
Right.
I have everything I need.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all about the kids, man, and getting a ton of stuff for them. And
Were they surprised?
well, they had their Christmas lists. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they got some of the stuff that was on there.
Any PS5s?
No, but my sister's boyfriend gave him his PS4
Oh, sweet.
because he bought the PS5,
Right.
and he's like, "Here, just take this." And they gave him a year of PlayStation Plus
Heck yeah.
and a couple games, and that's all they've been doing.
Dude, PS4 is solid, man.
Yeah.
Solid. I mean, I play on an Xbox One, so it's not the newest one, but it's the last year's, or I guess last year's.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. There's no
Yeah.
reason for me to get a new one.
Right.
So that's cool, man.
Yeah.
My thing keeps popping, dude. It was just like straight chaos.
I don't hear any I don't hear any popping.
Man, the Wi-Fi wasn't working. Like it was. I was like, I thought I like ruined the head of it of the Cat 6 cord or whatever. I thought I like ruined it, and so it just wasn't working. No Wi-Fi. Then I hooked this up, and it's like the whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, this sucks. And Google wouldn't let me sign in, but now we're here.
It's one of those days, huh?
Yeah, man. But I've moved the bike to the actual bench.
Oh.
Got some work done on it today.
Carpet and all, huh?
Yeah, just under the leaky. If there's ever, I don't know. I just painted it, dude. I just didn't want to ruin it. It's just like just under this section where like center stands go.
Yeah.
Because I center stand a lot of stuff. So
sure. Yeah, that ruins everything.
Wrecks it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, got some work on it.
No, it looks good,
done
man.
on it today. So I was encouraged from the last video.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the home stretch, right?
Yeah, man. It's dangerously close. It's dangerously close. You know, the one thing, Matt, that I think that I struggle with the most when it comes to like just working out here is like I get in this mode, and viewers will see full transparency of me saying this. I get in this mode where it's like I don't feel like doing anything because if I do something, I should probably record it. You know?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, but I don't feel like doing that. Like I just don't feel like recording.
Sometimes you just want to wrench.
Sometimes I just want to work on something, but it's like, oh man, but I've been shooting so many videos on this bike, I can't just like
skip a step
recording on it. You know, I have to like keep going, and so it's like, okay, cool. So I have the dirt bike now. It needs fork seals, it needs carb, it needs this and that. I'm like, I just want to fix it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, no, I should probably shoot content on it, you know?
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, I just don't feel like doing any of it. Then I don't come out here.
No, I totally know what you mean. I mean, like there's a few steps on both these projects. I'm like, oh, wait, I need to put that in a video.
Right.
And then, same problems.
Content creation, man.
So.
Nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Even like small dumb stuff, man, like changing the ignition switch on this like 69 750. I'm like, I should just do it. I'm like, would it be cool if I shot it? I'm like, probably not. It's not really informative, you know? Or like this Gold Wing trike. You know, I know how to do these jobs on it. But it's like, I'd rather just knock it all out, you know? Anyways, just repeating myself now. But.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pick and choose. Otherwise, dude, yeah.
You won't get nothing done.
Right.
And then you end up with like thousands of like footage with no talking in them, like what I have.
I mean, yeah.
I'll just audio over it later. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You drinking on anything tonight?
Yeah. So, dude, check out my cooler.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's just full of snow.
Okay. Oh, you got some snow.
Yeah, fine, dude. First measurable snowfall.
Right
And
on.
we're like at 3 or 4 inches. It's gonna turn to ice, sleet, and then rain, and it's all gonna melt.
It's all
Like,
gone.
yeah, dude. I'm hoping it
Is it-
sticks around because then the kids and I can go play in it tomorrow. You know, go
Right.
sledding and stuff. But I mean,
Is
dude,
it snowing
it's-
right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, sweet.
yeah. I had a treacherous walk over here.
The old dad walk.
My shoes are all wet. But tonight I'm gonna, since you made fun of me last time.
Yeah.
So tonight I'm gonna go with
Ooh.
3 Floyd's Alpha King. Do you guys have this stuff around
Nope.
by you?
Never seen it before in my life.
So it's a brewery in Munster, Indiana.
Okay.
Pretty popular around here. It's pricey. I haven't had it in a while. So
What kind of beer is it?
it is a pale ale.
Cool.
So
Right
they
on.
got some cool art there.
They do, man. I was looking at that.
So I think this is like a 6.6 or so.
Sweet, sweet. I'll be drinking on another popular brand that I like, Flying Dog, and we're gonna keep it classy with a winter IPA.
Nice.
Jackie picked me up like a little mix 6, and I was like, bing, just pull one out of it. It's a 6.3. Joy by 416. It's an Indian Pale Ale with juniper berries.
Mm. Hey, do you ever go on beeradvocate.com like to find info about the beer you're drinking?
No.
Okay. Well,
I probably
dude.
would be into that, but I haven't.
Oh man, it's hilarious. Well, I go there just to see like how much, because sometimes the alcohol content isn't on there, or you want to just know more about it, whatever. But
Yeah.
dude, people will review the beers, and there's a rating system. But dude, the reviews are hilarious. Like, oh, it has a little citrus scent with 3 fingers of head and this and that, and it's just like paragraphs about
Yeah.
the damn beer. It's like, dude, I just want to drink
Oh my
it now
gosh.
and enjoy
Yeah.
it, not like write a story about it. But hey,
So what
man,
do you rate that one?
Like a 7,
Okay.
8. I don't know. It's pretty good.
You've had it before.
Yeah, I've had it before.
Yeah.
I used to get this stuff all the time, but
Sweet. I think I cut you off something as usual. What were you saying? About the
I
beer
don't-
reviews or something?
about the beer reviews,
I thought you said something. Maybe
I don't remember, dude.
This one's
Yeah.
good. It's a little sharp. Sharp zing. 3-finger head. Mouth feel, warm. Juniper berry notes.
I mean, dude, going back to that, they use words that I don't even know what the hell they mean, like like pith and something else. I'm just like, what? I don't even know what those terms mean in terms of beer. You know?
It's
Like-
descriptive mouth noises or descriptive mouth feels. It's kind of like in I do a lot of, not a lot. I dabble in audio engineering.
Okay.
And there's a lot of weird, it's like I need to get the dirtiness out of the snare. You're like, what are you talking about? But when you think about it and you listen to it, you're like, it does sound a little dirty, Just
Okay.
weird descriptive noises.
Because you play the drums, right?
I do play drums, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into like guitar or something, but
Yeah.
One day.
One day, man.
So
It's never too late to pick up a git fiddle.
yes.
All right, dude. So we have some hefty episodes. More than usual. More questions than usual. Thank you guys so much for sending them. But let's fire this up.
Yeah, some of these I think are going to be quick. So 4
Yeah.
each, and then our inbox is empty.
Empty.
So start sending in some questions, guys.
Yeah. Cool. So, what's going on, everybody? My name's Cody from MotorcycleMD, and I am with Matt from How to Motorcycle Repair. Welcome to episode 21 of the Broken Moto Show. 21 episodes. It's awesome.
Yeah,
All
it
thanks
goes-
to you guys. for
goes
sending in
quick.
some- Yeah, it was. I was thinking, side note, in our little cool image that we have, I was like, man, imagine if we get to like 100. There won't be enough space in that little bubble for 3 digits.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. You should have thought ahead.
Oh, well. But yeah, so it's because of you guys we get emails sent to us about motorcycle stuff or small engine stuff. Matt, tell them how to get a hold of us.
So yeah, the email where you can reach us with your questions is askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. And there are some rules, like put your year, make, model in the subject. I'm sorry. Yeah, in the subtitle.
Yeah.
And then in the body of the email, just be descriptive. If you have carburetor issues, let us know if you have exhaust or pods or airbox missing or hanging off or whatever.
Yeah.
Pics of the spark plugs would be nice. Picture of the bike. The more info, the better. And then pictures and video we can roll into this show here, which makes it a little more fun. So
it does. It makes it easier for us to edit too. Just plop it in. Takes up about a minute. Dude, I watched the video from the other one because the one that is coming out, it would be tonight.
Okay.
Episode 20. I still didn't watch the videos from, I forgot his name. I think it was Paul or something. The guy from UK.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
So I was editing it and then, I totally put him in there.
Nice.
That was cool. So I was like, I don't know why I hadn't seen him yet, but I was like editing. I was like, oh yeah, he's got videos. And then I watched him. Then I'm like, oh, sweet. So thanks, Paul. But,
yeah, because his links weren't working, and I emailed him back, and I said, hey, and then he attached them. So that's where you probably missed it. But it's there, and they were good.
Yep.
Yeah. And he had a nice sweatshirt, so yeah.
It did. It did. I threw in a little, I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but I threw in a little MotorcycleMd emblem onto it.
You covered it up.
Here you go. I almost did, but I couldn't figure out how to make it look good. I wrote a little note. I was like, no problem, man. I'll take care of it. And I stuck my image right over top of yours.
You should have put it on his hat, the New York hat.
Yeah, that was interesting.
The Yankees hat or whatever he was wearing.
Yeah, Yankees.
So.
Well, cool, man. Do you hear it?
Nope.
Okay, just me. Cool.
No, you're paranoid.
I am.
All right, you want to do the first one or should I?
Go ahead. This is
All right.
Pavel.
So this is Pavel from Denmark. Hey guys. This is question 1. There is some different answers to which oil you can use when riding the first hours after a rebuild and honed cylinder with new piston rings. I know there's special mineral oil for cars with higher content of zinc and other stuff. What do you recommend for break-in and freshly honed air-cooled Honda XR400R? Best regards, Pavel from Denmark. Pavel, you can just use the Honda GN4 10W40. I think that'll be fine. What do you think, Cody?
I agree. I think if you lubricated, Pavel's actually a member of mine. I don't know if he donated to us a while back, but he's been a long time member. If you lubricate everything up well, on reassembly with like Molly, I use a lot of Molly and oil mix with like a paintbrush. I'll like stir it into like a little container and I'll just paint all over the lobes, valve stem guides or valve stems. Don't put any Molly on the cylinder. I just use a good oil or some kind of like assembly lube. Like I use the stuff from Maxima. I bought it. Huge mistake of the style that I bought because it smells like fireballs.
Okay.
Huge mistake. It was on clearance from Maxima, and I was like, oh, sweet, I need some new assembly lube. And it was like $4 or something like that. I bought 2 of them. And I used it to assemble a motor. Dude, it smelled so much like freaking, like Fireball whiskey?
Oh, yeah.
It's like that cinnamon ball smell. Oh, dude, it's obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. The whole time you're rebuilding a motor, you're like, I just want this to be over with. But anyways, if you use a lot of assembly lube, the biggest wear happened on startup. And I would change the oil within between 300 to 600 miles. I think that's fair. Fresh oil, fresh filter. But the oil that we use nowadays is awesome. I'm sure someone does sell some type of, pumped up zinc oil that they're claiming is like the best thing. I don't know what brand that would be personally because I just don't do it. I don't see the need to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I used to read up on this stuff where he's referring to as higher zinc. It's actually called like ZDDP. That's the
Okay.
whole package. And for my Chevelle, for the old engine, it was a flat tappet camshaft, right? So you have your lobe and a flat lifter, and there's a lot of friction there. And especially when you go with a big cam and heavier springs, then that's more of an issue. So on the Chevelle forum years ago, this came about because a lot of the oil started getting stripped out of this package because due to EPA and emissions and all this stuff. So there were guys that were looking for the best oil, and I can't remember what it was, and it changes day to day. But I think for this application, it's not needed.
Yeah.
A motorcycle oil, the Honda stuff is probably just fine. But like for old Chevys, yeah, you probably should pay attention to that with the ZDP and all that stuff. So
yeah, I think in the specifically the 400 rebuild manual, just pay attention to like where they tell you to apply stuff. You know, like they'll have little notes. If you have like a factory manual, they'll have little notes for you and be like moly, oil, lubricate, this, that, and all these parts are going back together. And I think one of the main things is once you get that, before you get the cam cover on, they want you to like fill a pocket with oil, you know, because it takes a while for oil to get up there and fill it. So they want you to have that ready to go. And lots of motors are like that. So just pay attention to that kind of stuff. But lubricate on reassembly, clean the crap out of that cylinder after you've honed it with, you know, whatever you can, just soap and water, and just get all the mess out of there. And that's gonna be the biggest place to have leftover debris from honing. Just lubricate it up.
Yeah, what I like to do is take white paper towel or white balls or whatever you got, and then I take transmission fluid. Yeah. And I wipe the cylinder because transmission fluid has detergents in it, and then it turns brown when there's dirt.
Yeah.
So you keep going until that comes out red, and then you know it's clean. Of course, after soapy water and all that, but that's I usually
white t-shirt, white paper towels, white anything is going to tell you a lot more than you thought that was there, you know.
Yeah, you think it's clean, do it 2 more times, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't until I bought those wipes I was telling you about, the non-tear, non-fiber towels. I started like forever. I'm using these red towels, you know, from the shop, and you can't really tell how clean something is, but until you use a white towel, and you're like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah,
there's way more dirt on this than I thought there was.
Right.
So, cool.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. Thanks, Pavel.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Matt, we have a beer fund.
Yes, we do.
What's it about?
Well, if you guys enjoy this show, want to support us in answering questions and help us out with some beers, we have a beer fund, and you can, it starts at like $3 plus. You can contribute anything above $3, and it just helps us out. We drink beer, we talk, and have a good time.
Help you guys out. Yeah. This beer is not as good as I thought it was, as it was initially. I'm gonna go ahead and make my note right now that I'm gonna count this one as about maybe like a 4.2.
4.2. Ooh, that's rough. And you got to deal with that for the rest of the show, huh?
Yep.
I hate that. I hate when you choose. You can't just get rid of it, right? You got to finish it.
It's the risk, man.
Yeah.
It's the risk. It's definitely better than that Tiki one. It's better than that one. That one was vulgar. A vulgar mouthfeel. So we had 2 people who donated to us this week. We really appreciate you guys. First one is The Fitz. We've officially named him The Fitz. Yeah. And Dustin. We appreciate both of you guys for just seeing the value.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, moving on. Question 2, Jonathan. Hey, guys. My name is Jonathan. I live in North Carolina. That's a rock throw away from here. I want to start by saying I love the show. I usually watch it on Tuesdays after work in the shower. No homo. It's just the only downtime I usually get. I am an auto mechanic by trade, but recently I have been more interested in working on bikes, 4-wheelers, small engines, etc. The first gen Viragos have a notorious starter issue that has been labeled the box of rocks. I was wondering if either of you had any experience fixing this. I have looked up several fixes online, but I just wanted to see if you had any opinion on the best repair or if you've heard of the problem. I also wanted to see if you've heard of Cyclopedia, an online repair information database, kind of like All Data and Mitchell, but for motorcycles and ATVs, and if it's any good. Question mark. Let me know. Hope to hear from you guys eventually. P.S. I'm a sucker for Guinness Extra Stout. If this makes it into the video, I'll donate to the beer fund. Not a bribe, unless you want it to be. I gotta get some Guinness.
Oh man.
You like Guinness?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
You do like Guinness.
Yeah, I remember like 20 episodes ago. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
drinking. Yeah, no, I really like Guinness.
Sweet.
How about you?
I don't know. I haven't had it in a long time, but when I did have it, I just feel like it was very lackluster.
Okay.
Like it just tastes like to me, it tasted like a diluted brown ale. I don't know if you're familiar with brown ales. It just tastes kind of like watered down.
Yeah.
And I had some buddies who like went overseas, wherever Guinness is made.
Ireland.
And they were like, it is the best thing they've ever tasted in their life. Straight out of the tap from Ireland. So I'm like, maybe it is good, but just not here.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that flatness sometimes. Okay. So I'm not like burping every 2 seconds or whatever.
That might be what it is. It might be just like low on carbonation or something, or yeasty, or whatever they do. Not carbonation.
I was also hooked on like black and tans or half and halves for a while.
Yingalings.
So like half harp, half Guinness, or half half bass, half Guinness.
Have you ever had a snake bite?
No.
So I love how we're just. Thanks, Jonathan, for sparking this conversation for us. So a snake bite is when you have a glass, obviously, and then like you take like they make devices for it, but you take like a big spoon, right? And what you want to do is you want to pour in. Let's see. You pour in not a seltzer. It's is it? Wow, dude. So you put the Guinness second, and the first layer is like a shit. What is it? I want to say it's like a seltzer, but it's not. It's something else. You use like an energy drink or something? Hold on. Snake bite. Maybe you use like Red Bull. Snake bite drink. Recipe. You use it with Guinness for sure. Alcoholic drinks made of equal parts lager and cider. That's what it was. Cider. That's what I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So you take any cider like Strongbow or whatever cider drink you may like, pour that in first because it's super heavy, and then you take like a spoon and then you slowly pour the Guinness on top, and it separates. So you have like a clear part on the bottom, and then you have the Guinness on the top, and you drink that, and the cider kind of comes up underneath the Guinness.
Gotcha.
And it's freaking good. It's
I've
good.
never had that.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
Snake bite.
I'll have to try that one day. Thanks, man.
So, the Virago starters. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, so neither did I. I Googled it really quick.
Okay.
And so he said first gen. Then in the third gen, it looks like they fixed it. So everyone with Gen 1 is trying to upgrade to Gen 3 parts or a combination of parts to make it act like the Gen 3 or something like that. So that's all I really know about it, other than just a quick Google search. There's some shimming involved, and then there's like a clip depending on what Virago arrangement he has, what kind of starter arrangement he has. But I mean... Yeah, I mean, my take is, hey, if you have issues with it and there's an upgrade, try it out.
Yeah.
you know?
Are we aware if this bike has a starter clutch, or is it just the starter itself starts to eat itself?
So it looks like there's two different versions.
Okay.
You know, again, I was Googling this.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of forums, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Bendix type thing where it jumps out, and
Okay.
some of them had a starter clutch as well. So it's one or the other usually.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't get any further than that. So
I'm kind of curious what the reasoning is. I guess the reasoning for to like, well, as far as what the starter clutch does, my knowledge of it would be that it is, maybe you can talk into this, is for a motor that has either like is turning either a lot of weight through or like a high compression situation, it reduces the amount of turn that the starter is going to make by having like ratio gears that are, different size gears to eventually make it over to the hub and then spin it through.
yeah.
It just seems like a lot of parts to wear out.
So the way I look at a starter clutch is it's a one-way clutch, one-way bearing.
Correct.
So that allows the starter gear to be always meshed in the system.
Okay.
So after it's done, the starter is done cranking, the one-way clutch freewheels, and then the starter gear stops moving.
Yeah.
And all that is always meshed. Whereas with
Makes
the
sense.
Bendix starter, you have the armature that jumps out and it's got to engage.
Right.
And then when you're done, it's got to retract back.
Yeah.
So those are the two types.
Both
I'm
have the
aware of.
same type of issues. I mean,
Yeah.
not, I'm sorry, they don't have the same type of issues, but both of them are problematic.
Sure.
Bendix has to come out and wham, slam in the gears. All of a sudden
Yeah.
catch. Or you have the starter clutch that sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
Cat.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there were some YouTube videos, but I forgot to look at them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah. So we don't have that much information on them because I just don't work on Yamazukis, and I just don't know. So what do you know anything about Cyclopedia?
No. So I looked them up, and I think they're pricey. I think it's a service or a subscription service. I'm not really sure. But what they do is they take apart motorcycles and create their own manuals. And I think they have Shane Conley was talking about this, and I guess they have really nice pictures and this and that. But no, I've never used them. So
Me neither. Is it like a all brand database? Like once you buy into it, you have it all type deal?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So
because there are some like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But so they're very expensive.
I think all data is a service.
Right.
So I think that's what he's referring to. But for me, I go to tradebit.com and I find the OEM service manuals for like $15.
Yeah.
You pay it. It's an instant download. 400 pages of the OEM manual. And that's the way I like to do it. So,
yeah. I'm a sucker for like hard copy. You can make a binder. I mean, what you do seems more efficient because you don't have to wait. You just buy it, boom, you got it, get to work.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for finding like hard copies of stuff on eBay and stuff. So I know that's not really an answer.
Yeah.
I've used that website from online. I don't even know it.
E-manual.
That's what I want to say. Online manual. Yeah. emanuals.com. I've used them. We've talked about it before. You just got to read the fine print. You can find OEM stuff on there all day long from all different brands. Just read the fine print about what it gives you, because the description of the pictures aren't really that good. They'll be like, yeah, it looks like this, but you're like, that looks like all the other images that you're showing me as well from all the other bikes. You know what I mean? It's not like actual footage of the manuals though. But they're cheap. 10, 17, $20.
Yeah. And you know what? I ran into that with this KX250. I had the service manual, but when the title was, the file name was correct. But when I went into the power valve, it was completely different. I'm like, oh, this is the wrong manual. So I went to TradeBit, and some dude listed 2005 KX250, right? So I bought it. I opened it up. It was a freaking 4-stroke. He kind of left the F out in the description. And then he wasn't responding. So I contacted TradeBit. I'm like, hey, this is the wrong manual. I want a refund. And they refunded me the money, and I found someone who had it. So it's, they offer their guarantee or whatever. So it's been good to me.
So they have good customer service.
Yes.
Cool. That's all you need to know right there, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Good customer service on Burns.
But you know what? You can never have enough resources. I've had 3 different brands of service manuals for the same bike, and they all offered different perspectives on a certain repair. So,
like one thing I really liked about the climber stuff, I hate climbers manuals. I hate them.
Yeah.
But what I do like is that sometimes they give colored wiring diagram. I think that's the coolest thing. Why can't everybody do that?
Climber manuals are hit or miss, I think.
Yeah, very
Dude,
hit or miss.
I've had some that were great. Then I had some like, here was the repair procedure. To do the oil pan, remove oil pan, change gasket, install oil pan. I'm like, dude, you missed 100 steps in there somewhere.
Right.
So
what about removing this exhaust that's blocking it?
Yeah. So anyway.
Good info.
Yeah.
Good info. Hopefully that helps you, Jonathan. Sorry we couldn't help you too much about the thing, but question 3, go ahead, man.
All right. Question 3. Is it better to have, oh dude, I didn't put this dude's name in here. Sorry. Is it better to have a fuel rich or air rich stoichiometric? I can't say that.
Stoich.
I'll just go with Stoich.
What's a Stoich?
Stoich mixture for the engine. Fuel rich can have cooling properties, and oxygen rich can create more heat. What is your guys' take on older engines as it applies to valve and ring life? So first of all, I've never had an O2 sensor on a motorcycle to even verify what the AFR is, other than plug reading. My take is, if the
His
bike
name is Brett.
Is it? Oh,
Brett.
Thanks for looking that up. I forgot to paste
problem,
it in
man.
here. So, I mean, if you can get if you know how to tune a bike, then none of this really matters.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. If you're too lean, depending where, it's gonna cause heat, could cause damage. If you had like a lean main jet and you're just running the hell out of this thing, it's probably not going to be good for it. What can you add to this?
So let's talk a little bit about the Stoich. So people who are way smarter than us said that bikes can generally run efficient at what, like 14.7 to 1?
So yeah, Stoich is 14.7 to 1. So it's 14.7 parts air to 1 part fuel. Okay.
Right. So, but then you can get like max power out of a bike at like 12.
Like 12 and what was it? 12 what?
12 to 1.
Yeah. 12 and a half to 1 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your main jet. Right. That's full power. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's getting the most out of your bike, but bikes are always fluctuating, always, all the time. It's never really 14.7. That's just what they would like them to be near.
Yeah.
But they're always varying from real rich to real lean, but they kind of even themselves out, like you said, with good tuning. I'm always gone off the terms of lean is mean. Okay, lean is it has more cons than pros. They both are bad, going one extreme to the other. If you go real rich, you get unburnt fuel. There's way too much there's not enough air in the cylinder to help burn what's in the cylinder, so you have a bunch of hydrocarbons left over, which means you have tons of carbon buildup and you foul the plugs out. Okay, it's so wet. Yes, it does. It can help. It has cooling properties, but once it's gone too far, it's no longer its job. It's making it worse. But lean has way more cons. Lean.
Sure.
The only positive one is that you get a little bit better gas mileage, or you get better gas mileage. You can get great gas mileage if you go lean enough.
Yeah.
But it overheats the mess out of the cylinder. And I was reading from one of my old papers from school that I had to write about. I was trying to remember what I was talking about or what I had read that I also wrote about like lean mixtures burning slowly.
Yes.
Inside of the cylinder.
Yes.
And if it's if it's burning too slowly, then the exhaust valve comes out. Right. And then that's where burnt valves comes from, is because you're so lean that it's still igniting an exhaust valve, starting to move itself out before it's starting to, all the gases are just way too hot. And it just happens over and over and over and over again. So this valve is coming out a little bit too soon. It's not a timing issue, or it could be a timing issue. It could be an ignition timing issue, but it's not a cam timing issue. It's too hot, burns the valve up, melt the tops of pistons. It being too lean, you can have pre-ignition on lean mixture. So, that's just well, yeah. I'll end it there. I've always gone off the term of lean is mean. It's worse for the bike.
Yeah. So you're right. A lean mixture burns slower, and that's why you typically have more ignition advance.
Yeah.
To help expedite the burn. But I mean, what I was trying to say earlier is like when you go that far lean or that far rich, the bike's going to run like crap, and you should know it, and you need to address it. So like if the bike's running great, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
And everything that we're talking about here doesn't really matter. But I guess to answer his question, if you're running too lean, especially on a two-stroke, that engine's gone, man.
Yeah.
Or like you said, if it was lean on the top end or whatever, I mean, you can cause damage for sure.
Big time. Because especially if you're getting that cylinder so hot, man, with it being lean, that it's no longer starting to, this is where like pre-ignition comes from. You got particles or carbon buildup or crap on top of the piston, tips of the valve, valves wearing this, where you have other explosions going on other than when it should be going on.
Right.
Which is catastrophic for engines. And it actually happens pretty regularly, but they're able to keep it down quite a bit with like regulations and spark knock advancers and all these different crazy things that they got going on in cars now, but just bad. So I guess the answer to your question, I would say it's better to have a little bit more fuel than it would be to have a little bit more air. I would say that anything runs better when you mess with it after it comes out of the box.
Yeah.
We're always coming lean out of the box. I would say that's as lean as you can go, is how they come out of the box. Because usually they run like turds.
Yeah.
Dude, every CRF most of them, they're actually making carbureted 50s now. I mean, fuel injected 50s, which is nuts. But past 5, 6 years, 7 years, carbureted, every time we got them out of the crate, man, we had to pop that mixture cap off the bottom, adjust the mixture out every time. And they put brass caps over them. So we had to drill it out, pull it out, make your adjustment, and put a new one back in.
On which models?
It's all the CRFs.
So the carbureted ones?
All the carbureted ones that always came lean. All the TRXs, 250s, 450s, 420s that were carbureted.
Okay. So with FCR carburetors?
No, not all of them. Some.
Okay, like the race ones, the motocross ones, and
those are still coming lean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those aren't. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, I got videos on that. You got to up the pilot, the fuel screw.
Hmm. But these are brand new, man.
Yeah.
We didn't
Well,
spend the time to freaking back the mixtures out.
yeah, they got regulations they got to meet.
Hmm.
That's what they're worried about so they can sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they're not only shipping them to Virginia,
Yeah, they got to work all around the world, right?
all over the place. Cool. So, moving on. Question 4.
All right. This one's yours, right?
Yeah. From Gabriel. He's got a 99 Honda CB Nighthawk 750. Guys, I've got a few questions concerning rejetting my stock 99 CB750 Nighthawk. It is totally stock except a K&N air filter and a stock airbox. It has 1,300 miles. I wanted to go up one size on the pilot from 35 to 38 and up on the main from 115 to 118 and shim the needle also. The bike runs okay when warmed up, but still has slight stumble when on the pilot jet range. Takes a very long time to warm up, so I leave the choke enricher on slightly. I do not have any sync tools at all. What are your thoughts on this? Thanks. I think Gabriel's answering his own questions. I think he's on the right track. The Nighthawks are very cold-blooded. They take forever to warm up, so that's not going to end too much. The only thing that helps those things warm up is when you enrich them up on the starting circuit. So either you add enrichener and don't cry about having to use choke on your bike, or you bump the stock idles up like he's doing, 38. I've seen people do it all day long. I've done it. I have 2 of them. I've done it. 118s, done it. It works great. Shim the needle, boom, done. Outer.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah. So those fuel screws stock end up where? Like 3 turns, 3.5?
Yeah. About 3.25, 3.5.
At stock.
The problem with, if you're running stock jetting, then he needs to turn the mixtures. I mean, if you don't plan on rejetting and you want to change the way this thing functions off of idle, you need to pull the mixtures out to about 3.5.
Yeah. And at that point, you should go up on the pilots.
Right.
Yeah.
Then because what sucks is these have the little flags on them.
Yeah.
So you can't turn them out.
Right.
You have to pull the carbs or find a way to get them undone. You can't do it. And if you go in there and try to snap those little flags off, you're going to be now asking eBay for trying to find you a new carb to get that piece out because it'll be broken off inside.
Yeah. So there's no good way to get those flags off with it on the bike.
Nope.
So you might as well pull it, take them off, might as well up the pilot's one and do all the other jetting. Man. Yeah.
Might as well. Because it's honestly, I would say that it's one of the worst bikes to adjust mixtures on. Because the way that they buried 2 and 3 being the hardest, they ran a bunch of hard oil lines that run all around the back of the head and all this stuff, and you run them all down to this oil pump right under the motor, and you can't get to it. You can't get to cylinder 3 carb without burning yourself completely.
Do you have a fancy 90-degree?
I do, man, but even then.
Which one do you have by chance? Do you have that?
I have the Blue Handle Motion Pro.
Okay. The $70 version.
Yep. But they're all at work. I have the Blue Handle Motion Pro, then I have one from Honda, which is just it's like a straight pull with a springy end, and so that springy end can move around with a D-shaped tool on the bit.
Okay.
Right, so I have one of those, and I have Honda sells a bunch of them. They one with a drop down and then a nice swoop up. Real skinny flathead, so it kind of goes straight, like the shaft straight, then it drops down and then it makes a big loop up like that. Kind of help you get underneath something.
Okay.
Make a bunch of different ones, but they're all at $200.
Yeah, I don't have any. I've been wanting one, but
yeah,
one of these days,
I'll show you the one that I think you should get.
Okay.
I'll show the one I think people should get. I'll bring it home and show you. It's one from Honda. You can buy it. You got to put their part number in, and it'll probably be $160.
Cool. Yeah. But give me the part number and the pick. We'll throw it up in here.
Yeah, it's the best one that I've ever used.
Okay.
So, and they're rebuildable. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, man. Question 4, we are done.
Yeah.
Right?
That felt
Yeah.
quick, but it probably
It
wasn't.
felt quick. I mean, we started what, 8:15? We're at 9:05. Not too bad.
All right.
Not too bad.
Sounds good. So what else?
Tell me.
Turns out my vapor blaster, I can easily change it back to a dry blaster like that.
Mm.
So I get this question a lot, and I always say, no, why would you want to do that? But then I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, you can do that. So I did it, and I'm going to post a video on it. So you can dry blast, do the swap, no tools required, roll the water stuff back into it, and you can be wet blasting in like 10, 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so that's cool to have 2 processes.
Heck yeah, dude.
1 cabinet. I think that's pretty badass.
That's pretty awesome, man.
So yeah, I'm working on that. I'll have the video out soon.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Very cool. 2-in-1.
2-in-1.
Only one on the market, baby.
Yeah. And it's plywood.
That's awesome. No, I don't have anything new. We just had to bust out this Christmas, so we got that done. New Year's in 2 days. So I got like 2 more videos coming out for the 900. Got one coming out tomorrow morning. I'm
Nice.
rebuilding the rear caliper, pretty basic. Then I got the front brake master cylinder rebuild on that. Then I'm gonna be dropping the hammer on the carb rebuild. So we'll see
Nice.
how that goes.
Cool. That one's done already, right?
It's all done.
Nice. Okay.
All done.
Very nice. I get the parts for this thing tomorrow.
Ooh.
So cylinder's been ported, plated, drain bolt fixed, retapped or whatever, and then the crank rebuilt. And then I got all the bearings and seals, and I'll start slamming it back together.
You gonna record it?
Yes and no. Like not step by step because I already have that.
Yeah.
I got a 6-hour-long rebuild video
Okay.
on this engine, so I'll probably do bits and
Time-lapse.
pieces here, just high level stuff, not like super detailed,
Yeah.
So
Good.
we'll see. I'll come up
Yeah.
with something, but nothing crazy.
Put on some smooth tunes.
Yeah.
And a nice time lapse.
Yeah, exactly.
Some eye candy.
Well, guys, that was 4 questions. That's it for this episode of episode 21. So, I guess that's it. Cody, what's the email where people can reach us? Because we're going to need some more emails.
We're going to need you guys. askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. Get a hold of us. Send us an email, video. Tell us if you like the channel or not. Doesn't have to be motorcycle related. Let us know how you feel. Some constructive criticism is always fun to read and make fun of, so we can poke fun of ourselves.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys.
You could watch us when you're taking a shower on the crapper.
Right, and let us know.
All right,
stuff.
that's it.
All right,
See
man.
you guys. Thanks.
Bye.